there. Right? Here it is. Tornado right there. I don't know if you can see it. Swirl above. I'm gonna have to turn left right here. It's gonna be just south of the road. I'm sitting in Dwight, Illinois, and right now the vibe is done. It's dumb. There's Cirrus passing over. The moisture's been kind of mixing out. It's hot and windy, and there's no cumulus clouds, near me. At the same time, I'm not willing to move. I'm already out of the Wisconsin target way up north. I'm pretty much out of northern Illinois, but sitting in Dwight, particularly, I have really good road options where I've got an interstate that'll take me, if for some reason, like the tail end of the dry line across central Illinois wants to blow up closer to home where I came from, 55 is a great option. I've got 47 that I can take back south if I want to just go home at any point. I could take 47 north though, closer to the suburbs, and I've kind of looked at a couple locations to kind of figure out how far I am. And if I wanted to get all the way up to Interstate 88 in the Caneville area, it's only 1 hour. So 3:30, if for some reason I need to get up to something that's gonna go into the western burbs, I'm in position for that and could blast west. So really I can get pretty far north, west, and southwest from Dwight. So it's not where I planned on being, but it's where I'm gonna be for a little bit while I figure out if this day is gonna do anything in this area. Hot and windy. I would love some cumulus on the western horizon. It's 4:40, I'm sitting in the same spot, and the vibes are finally starting to change a little bit. I'm getting to the backside of the cirrus clouds. Looking on satellite, there's a couple storms actually erupting to my north, up by Rochelle, Illinois, parts of northern Illinois. So looking at the satellite, it looked like that area of cumulus is really exploding, as if the upper level disturbance is passing over, and I'm starting to be able to see some of the towers. So I think I'm gonna move, show you what I see. So there you can just barely see, just like the tops of something right here. So you might think that that area, and then eventually down south, these cumulus might start to become a little bit more vertically, grown, agitated. So still nothing really exciting going on. I still don't feel super great about this location. But at the very least, I do think I'm confident enough to drift north because I can quickly get back south if I need to. Before I go, something kind of cool. I'm here by historic Route 66, which we were down by in Texas 2 weeks ago, but there's some of the original pavement from Route 66 here where they've got the new highway, but here's the old highway. So there you go, some of the old Route 66 pavement. The old sideline. The new and the old. And the towers. Yeah, would not call them towers yet. Anyway, just kind of cool stuff you see driving around the middle of nowhere. It's the rest of the pavement going that way. All right, almost dropped my camera. Let's drive north, I guess. This is that part of the chase day where it's like you're past the morning excitement. You're to the point in the afternoon where the models are not helpful because it's like, well, whatever's happening is happening at this point. Model's not going to fix my targeting at this point. So now I need a storm to form to make this a chase. It's 5:47. My hopes for a tornado this evening are going down, but that doesn't mean that we have to go without a storm. So there's convection, little storms going up right on the dry line as it punches into kind of north central western Illinois. Surface winds are really veered out ahead of it, like out of the southwest, so wind shear is not very favorable for rotation. We also probably have some high bases out there right now. Like Q field is non-existent out ahead of it, but in the distance there's an anvil and a developing storm. So I've got Winona, Illinois in my GPS. We're about 38 miles from there, so not that far, and that's where this little storm would end up in the next hour. So it's severe warned. The models do have the dry line kind of lighting up as we head into sunset hours with storms back towards home. There's a new tornado watch that goes all the way back towards Champaign. So we're in a new tornado watch and the dry line's erupting with storms. So we might as well go drive towards one of them. It's 6:15 p.m. I'm calling it on the North Play. There are storms up there in northern Illinois, a couple that I've put into my GPS. And there's storms blowing up back towards home. And the environment out ahead of both of them is not all that conducive to tornadoes. It's going to be kind of fluky if either zone does it. And back home, at least there's moisture. So the winds are veered. We got strong southwesterly winds here out ahead of the dry line, which again is not going to be conducive to tornado genesis. But at least as I make my way back towards home in central Illinois, dew points are in the low 70s. So you got the moisture there for maybe a more intense storm. So I've got Clinton, plugged into my phone. I've had Leroy, generally heading back towards like my stomping grounds, my home area of central Illinois, now kind of just refocusing it to be I could see a cool storm scene, around sunset kind of situation. And so if I'm going to do that, I'm going to pick the one that's closer to home versus the one that's going to be a 3-hour drive from home. So we'll see. I'm not all that optimistic. This is just kind of at least taking me back towards home, so I'm not wiped out for tomorrow. And we're driving towards some storms, and maybe they'll be supercellular, and maybe they'll be rather severe at a cool time of the day as the sun goes down. So we'll head south now. Got to do about an hour of driving to get down ahead of these. My storms erupting on satellite, so pretty good explosive development off to my south. I'm routed just about 20 miles south. You can start to see the updrafts here. It's nothing all that organized from this angle, coming in kind of from the northeast, the northeast, but at any rate, I'm gonna try and get out ahead of these things on I-74 south of Bloomington. Severe warned storms. We'll see what we can see on the front side. Kind of just shifting into storm scene mode. Document some severe storms here on the Illinois dry line as we get towards sunset. Maybe we'll get a surprise. Can't get a surprise if you're not there. Pretty intense little storms actually down here. And I say little, they're, I think, maybe closely spaced supercells. Disorganized little nukes is what they are. They're producing nearly 2-inch hailstones here that are being reported, along with 70-mile-per-hour measured wind gusts. So we've got considerable tagged severe warnings here for big hail and big winds on these storms just to my southwest. 7:20 p.m. We do actually have a storm that looks kind of cute. Might be a little supercell on radar. Kind of just west of Decatur. I'm northeast of it, kind of where the circle is. My general route to get out ahead of it is something like that. 7:20 p.m. So it'll be coming up on dark, and I'll just get maybe half an hour of daylight to look at this storm. But we'll see what it can do for us here in the last little bit of daylight. This at least looks more like a chase day. We've got the anvil from our storm off to the southwest, spreading over the highway here as we head south. We really are going to be coming up against sunset and a loss of daylight here, but we've got a nice little supercell that I'm going to try and get a look at. Got a tornado warning on the cell now, 7:34. Will we make it in time to get a view? It may be legit, and it's getting a little nudge from a left split coming up behind it, so boy do I wish I had another hour of daylight. Okay, there's the base, and there's the wall cloud. Okay.
Head west on East 1200 North Road. North Road toward Illinois 32 South, then turn right onto Illinois 32 South. Turn right onto Illinois 32 South. Continue on Illinois 32 South for 1.5 miles.
A new tornado warning on it now, 7:56 p.m. I just can't see anything in there. Try and stay ahead of it. The possible tornado would be near Cerro Gordo, headed towards Bement right now, which is basically where I'm dropping down to, taking this road south to Bement. There it is. Tornado right there. I don't know if you can see it. Swirl above. I'm gonna have to turn left right here. It's gonna be just south of the road. Hey, just hang out right here for a minute. Sorry. It's going down right here. Storm's now going off into the distance, off to the east. No choice but to shoot the lightning, I think. So we basically followed that storm that we picked up here at dusk right back into Champaign County and Champaign-Urbana. It's storming at home right now. I just texted my wife to let her know that the storm was rolling in. It was not going to be severe. She's like, yeah, I know the dog is tense right now, but she's trying to go to sleep. And I'm making my way in at a decent hour. So hopefully I can join her and rest up for what's supposed to be a significant severe weather outbreak tomorrow, kind of in this same area. You know, right here at Champaign-Urbana, we're going to be on the northern edge of the risk here, all the way down into southern Illinois, neighboring states here, Missouri, Indiana, Kentucky, maybe even Arkansas here, getting in on what could be a big severe weather outbreak, and then potentially making our way out west. So need to bank some sleep here tonight, and maybe tonight not being a late night chase is actually a bit of a good thing. Tomorrow could be a long day.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto North Elm Street.
I love it. What a frustrating day. And yet, we were in a tornado warned storm, basically like in the bear's cage there to end it. But all day, just sat there in the hot sun, the dusty wind, just eating dust, getting it in my eyeballs.
Turn
All for
left
what?
onto North Elm Street, then turn right onto North 1st Street.
Get bossed around by my phone. All for, you know, the love of storm observation season.
Turn right onto North 1st Street, West Adams Street, then turn left onto US 45 North. Turn left onto US
Stop the
45 North,
navigation.
Chestnut Street.
Good grief. So, this is what it's all about. Finishing up a storm chase, need to go home, plug in my cameras and charge everything and go to bed because we got another storm chase tomorrow. And the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that. Is there anything I want to get off my chest here? I don't know what to expect tomorrow. I feel like we keep getting these model runs that are like, outbreak across I-72, I-70, maybe just south of I-70, all these chaseable areas. It's like discrete supercell, messing stuff up. And then you get a run that's like Bow Echo across the Ohio River. So, whatever. It wasn't going to be a chase day a couple days ago, and it has really uptrended a lot the last couple of days. And now it's a day 2 moderate. 10 hashed for tornadoes. Potential for long-lived, significant supercells. Another dryline day in Illinois. And nothing else. The storm is shriveling up and dying finally. Should be quiet at home. It is cool that I get to wake up tomorrow and it's going to be a severe weather day. Wake up, it should be hot and muggy. Maybe. I don't actually know. But I'm going to wake up and it's going to be a chase day. Maybe put the drone up in the air, see what the sky is like. Do some work.